a new band of rebels arose who were determined to carry the fight to Jerusalem. The SICARRI. To the SICARRI, anyone who wasn't fighting the Romans was a collaborator and worthy of death.
Many were slain every day, and the fear many were in was worse than the calamity itself.
All right, first and foremost, we give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai.
This is Genesis 49 and 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him.
The tribe of Gad. Who is the tribe of Gad? Go ahead. The native Indian, right? Here's a question I got to ask for you, Zanagari, since your hand shot up so swiftly about Gad being the North American Indian. Are the Seminole Indians the tribe of Gad? Uh-huh.
I don't know.
You're not sure? Do they sound like they're from the tribe of Gad?
Yeah.
They do. Why? Because they're Indians. Maracay.
Ain't that Zebulon?
Not Zebulon. Not Zebulon. No, sir. Who knows what tribe the tribe of the Seminole Indians is from? What tribe of Israel? He gave it to him. Reuben. The tribe of Reuben. Here's my question to you. How is it that the Seminole Indians are Native American, but they're not from the tribe of Gad? I thought the tribe of Gad was the Native American Indians. Jump to verse 27.
Verse 27. Benjamin shall raven as a wolf.
Benjamin shall raven as a wolf. What tribe is the tribe of Benjamin? Zanagariah.
The Jamaicans.
The Jamaicans, and who else?
The
West Indians.
Oh, shoot.
Right? No, that's what you said, the West Indians, right?
Yeah.
So here's my question. Is Haiti in the West Indies?
Yeah.
What tribe are the Haitians?
Levi.
Levi. So how is it that the Seminole Indians are Native Americans, but they're not Gadites? And how is it that the Haitians are West Indian, but they're Levites and not Benjamites? Why is this? We're going to find out. Let's go to the book of, we're going to go to the top of Genesis 49. Let's go to the top there and let's deal with, matter of fact, get 49 and 19 first. We're going to deal with the Seminoles of the tribe of Reuben and the tribe of Gad and what makes them different and why one is one and the other is something else. Give me that in 19.
This is Genesis 49, 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him.
The tribe of Gad shall be overcame by a troop, which is who? What does that mean? The American cavalry, right? United States cavalry overcame all the North American Indians, made them sign treaties, gave them selected reservations, etc., right? Finish that?
It says, but he shall overcome at the last.
All right, now jump up to the top about the tribe of Reuben, and let's see what the difference is. Go ahead when you got it.
This is Genesis 49 and 3. Reuben, thou art my firstborn.
That's his firstborn. Read on.
My might, in the beginning of my strength.
They are mighty and strong, the tribe of Reuben. Right? Read.
The excellency of dignity.
The excellency of dignity. That's what they are. If you ever take a look at the Seminole Indians, the way that they adorn themselves, royal turbans and things like that, they adorn themselves differently than the rest of the Native American Indians. That's one clear indicator that they are different. Their attire, but read on.
It says, and the excellency of power.
And they have power. Read.
Unstable as water.
But they're unstable. Their instability, they do have an unstable spirit, but it also is in reference to their nomadic nature. Read on.
Thou shalt not excel because thou wentest up to thy father's bed.
There's a special curse that's been put on the tribe of Reuben because of the sin of the man Reuben committing adultery against his own father's wife. Right? But go ahead.
Okay. It says, then defilest thou it. He went up to my couch.
Go ahead.
Simeon and Levi.
Salakia, that's it on that. Now go to Deuteronomy 33 real quick. We're going to read about Gad and that. But as we see, he said the tribe of Gad was overcame by a troop, right? Were the Seminole Indians ever overcame by a troop? Zanagariah, no, they were not. Do the Seminole Indians have treaties with the United States government?
Yeah.
No, they don't. Seminole Indians fought the United States Army to a standstill. They are legally still at war with the United States of America to this day. That's what makes the Seminole unique from all the rest of the Native American tribes. They were not overcame by the troop as Gad was. That's an indicator that makes them different, right? So now we're going to Deuteronomy 33. We brought up the tribe of Benjamin. Benjamin is the West Indian Negro, right? Technically, Haitians are West Indians, technically, right? As far as, I mean, when we really technically, we aren't West Indians, but we are, all right? Well, Caribbean would be a more proper term for the locale of where Haiti is, but it is what it is. You can say we're West Indians. That's fine and dandy. But there's something that differentiates the tribe of Levi from the tribe of Benjamin. All right, we're going to read about it here, which is just, I mean, there are various other indicators, but look, we're just going to go to one simple and plain and clear indicator through the Spirit, which is why, because some people come with this confusion. Well, how you got the Seminoles and different from the rest of the Indians? How do you got the Haitians? They ain't the same as the rest of Benjamin. No. What you're not understanding is the Spirit, and you haven't rightly divided the word. Truth in your reading comprehension level is very low, right? So go ahead.
33 and 8.
Start at 8, and we're going to go down. Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy 33 and 8.
Uh-huh.
And of Levi he said, let thy Thummim and thy Urim be with thy Holy One.
Be with thy Holy One, man. How do they do that now? It's called something like a crystal ball. So-called Haitians use in voodoo. Read.
Whom thou didst prove at Massa,
Uh-huh.
and with whom thou didst strive at the waters of Meribah.
Meribah, right? Go ahead.
Who said unto his father and to his mother, I have not seen him, neither did he acknowledge his brethren, nor knew his own children.
That's how we are about judgment. Tribe of Levi, so-called Haitian man, when it comes to judgment, we don't give a damn who it is. We're making a big deal about me saying certain things. I don't give a damn who it is. If they wrong, they damn wrong. That's what the Bible said. So read.
For they have observed thy word and kept thy covenant.
Read on.
They shall teach Jacob thy judgment.
They shall teach Jacob. It's our blessing when we was in Israel. We taught the tribes the judgments of the laws, right? Read.
And Israel thy law. They shall put incense before thee.
Read on.
And hold burnt sacrifice upon thine altar. Because Lord, his substance, and accept the work of his hands, smite through the loins of them that rise against him.
That's the part right there. Read that again. Smite.
It says, please, Lord, his substance, and accept the work of his hands.
Read on.
Smite through the loins of them that rise against him.
Smite through the loins of them that rise against him. The so-called West Indian Negro was not able to do that. The so-called Haitian man was able to smite through the loins of them that hate them. The Native Americans and the African American man and the West Indian man, so-called, they had revolts. Of course, everybody revolted at one point or another on one scale or another. But nobody was successful save the so-called Haitian man. And the reason why is because that right there, this is what separates the Haitian man from the other West Indians. The same thing that separates the Seminole Indian from the other Native Americans. It's a key thing about fighting. It's a key thing about being able to overcome your enemies as opposed to lose. And ultimately, you can say we lost, but technically we did not in battle. We didn't lose in battle, nor did the Seminole Indian lose in battle. We were able to either tie with that damn devil or overcome that damn devil in the various places that we are. So when somebody comes trying to be simple talking about, oh, the Seminoles are Native Americans and the Haitians are West Indians, those are the determining factors that separate the two, that make the two different. You see what I'm saying? From their brothers who may be also in that area. You see what I'm saying? That's what these guys, they don't get it and they don't understand it. But the reason why they don't get it and they don't understand it is simple. Because they don't want to get it and they don't want to understand. And they want to be demons and they want to come into the truth. Because them and their elders didn't come up with this information. Them and their elders were stuck talking about Israel is just, we don't know who the tribes are. We're one of the most tribalistic people in truth. When we deal with tribes, I haven't seen a nation of people that operates under the auspice of tribalism the way the nation of Israel does. You haven't seen it. It's unprecedented. Who your tribe was important. Who your forefather was of utmost importance in our land. Not just a thing. Okay, you're from this tribe. We did have the unity and brotherly love, understand that. But still, there was still importance and pride men took in their tribal lineage and project. I don't understand what's so hard to get about it. How the hell we just gonna be scattered and no one know what tribe we is? When we are, that's how we get out. We always file into tribes. When we built up empires in West Africa, that was tribal. And there's indicators to tell you which tribe was what. You go to the Songhai dynasty. You go to the Songhai dynasty, man, and you start reading about what do they call them, man? The damn what do they call it in the Songhai? The Dogon. You read about the Dogon. You read about the majesty of Mansa Musa and the great kings that they had out there in the kingdom of Mali. You understand that that's the tribe of Judah. Where the tribe of Judah comes from. Many Judites came from the Mali region up there in northwest Africa. You see what I'm saying? This is how you know this is where these were Judites there. And they display Judite characteristics in their royalty. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people don't get it, but it's clear the answers are there, and it's all through the spirit. But you also have a certain segment of that population. A certain segment of that population dealt with stargazing. All right, that's where you get the it's a certain constellation, man. They dealt with it. Timbuktu, they had the universities, things of that nature, right? Some of them slaves from Mali were taken to Mexico. A lot of people don't know that. So when you see people talking about they Afro-Mexican, an Afro-Mexican is from the tribe of Issachar. That's all that is. He's not different than an indigenous Mexican.
They just dark.
They were dark, which the indigenous Mexicans are dark as well. Some people call somebody Afro-Mexican, and he's not even a quote-unquote Afro-Mexican. Technically, all the Mexicans are Afro-Mexican.
Coming to class next week.
Well, that's powerful.
Dark as hell.
You see that? Issachar, right?
Yeah.
Original Issacharites. Some is mixed, some is not. That's why I say, give me that, and Ephraim is a cake, not church. Because what the book is perfect and it's flawless, and the understanding that the Most High is dispensing through the Spirit, it proves itself true every day. We see it. You can't deny it. What they're talking about with these critics and these idiots who is constantly coming against the doctrine, what they talk about, you can't see it. It's not real. I can't make sense of that. Mother tell me about a Mexican. This nigga ain't seen a Mexican in his life. Nigga, I live at the border. We go into camp at the border. Yeah. You can't tell me nothing about a goddamn Mexican. Nigga, I know Mexicans.
Yeah.
People try to tell you know how many times people from other states talking about, yeah, out there in California, the Mexicans, man, they hate the black man. They're having a race war with the black. Where is that happening at? Where's the race war?
Especially me and this brother.
In prison?
Me and the officer, man. We grew up around nothing but Mexican. I'm talking about we almost Mexican ourselves in culture. Yeah. No, to be honest, man, for all the people that actually tune in, you know, consistently to the SICARRI 1715, you always notice this brother's pointing out some sort of Mexican dish, some sort of Mexican food dish. The brother knows it, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
That's how much of involved we were with Mexicans growing up.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying?
It's Taco Tuesday tonight. So we gotta deal with that. These guys are crazy, but go ahead.
Yeah. Hosea 7 and 8. Ephraim, he has mixed himself among the people.
Ephraim, the northern kingdom have mixed himself amongst the people. Read.
Ephraim is a cake, not turtle.
They come in different colors. Tribes of the north come in a variance. Like you said, you're gonna have a dark skin Mexican, you're gonna have a light skin Mexican. Does it mean a light skin Mexican ain't a Mexican? Well, he's not. I done seen light skin Mexicans with afros, big as hell. Where'd he get that from? It ain't about skin, the goddamn tone. The white man makes it about skin tone. It ain't about skin tone. It's about your lineage.
That's how they get vexed, huh?
That's we vex them. Because, oh, y'all is light skinned or y'all is this and that, y'all ain't the same as us. Yeah. And that's what these niggas are doing if they say the Latino is not an Israelite. You just vexing them. Give me that scripture. What is that, Isaiah 11? Judah shall no longer vex Ephraim. And we do it. We vex the northern kingdom tribes. Then the north, like I heard some Negroes from some hood up there in LA talking about, man, the SA, man, they taking over our hood. Nigga, this is their hood. You standing in their land that the white man stole from them that they trying to come back into. You can't look at the Mexican any kind of way and just talk about he taking over your hood. You need to be trying to work with that brother. That's your brother instead of looking at him, oh, he's moving in here. No, the white man is moving in here. And the white man is taking over your hood, and the white man is going to conquer you. Again, he conquered you and you're conquered. He's going to reconquer you again in a conquered state. Because your ass over here focus on your brother. That's what's wrong with our people. But go ahead, give me that.
This is Isaiah 11:13. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart.
The envy of Ephraim shall depart. There's an issue. The northern kingdom got an issue with the southern kingdom, and the southern kingdom got an issue with the northern kingdom. The north is envy. Go ahead.
And the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off.
And the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Read on.
Ephraim shall not envy Judah.
Ephraim shall no longer envy us. Read.
And Judah shall not vex Ephraim.
And we shall no longer vex our brothers of lasting persuasion. We're not going to vex them anymore. Read the book of, what was that, Kings? I need 1 Kings real quick. Because I'm going to show y'all how we always have vexed the northern kingdom in a very wicked way. And this is what caused the kingdoms to split, was us vexing the northern kingdom in the way that we did. So I'm going to look at the scripture briefly in Kings in regards to it. Like it. I'm just reading it. Where we at? Here we go. Here it is. Give me 1 Kings 12. Read 12 and start at 1.
This is 1 Kings 12 and 1. And Rehoboam went into what's that? Shechem. For all Israel were to come to Shechem to make him king.
So that's where we would come to make the king in Shechem. All of Israel was supposed to come to Shechem. This is Solomon's passing. When Solomon passed, Rehoboam, his son, between him and the Ammonite woman, was going to be king, right? Read.
It says, and it came to pass when Jeroboam, the son of Nebat.
So you had Rehoboam and you had Jeroboam. What tribe was Jeroboam from? Come on. Jeroboam. Who knows? Nobody knows? Ephraim. Boom. From the tribe of Ephraim, so-called Puerto Rican. So you have a so-called African-American brother getting ready to be sworn in as king. And here comes this Puerto Rican. His name is Jeroboam. Read.
It says, son of Nebat, who was yet in Egypt.
He was in Egypt, right? Don't you see we have a propensity as a people to go to Egypt? All right, go ahead. We went to Egypt as a nation. We started in Egypt. Yahushua went into Egypt. Jeroboam went into Egypt. Read.
Heard of it. It says, for he was fled.
He heard of it. What did he hear of? That Rehoboam was going to be made king. For he was fled. What did he flee from? Read.
For he was fled from the presence of the king Solomon.
He fled from Solomon. Solomon wanted to kill Jeroboam. Solomon wanted Jeroboam's head on a goddamn platter. So he ran into Egypt. Now he heard Solomon's dead. His son is coming to reign as king instead. So Jeroboam is now going to return back into Israel. Read.
And Jeroboam dwelt in Egypt and called him. And Jeroboam and all the congregation of Israel came and spake unto Rehoboam, saying, thy father made our yoke grievous.
The northern kingdom came to Rehoboam and they said, look, your father made our yoke grievous. Everybody knows what happened to Solomon as he got older in age. He began to go off into idolatry, follow the gods of his heathen wives, etc., etc. In doing so, and in the various wickedness that he began to commit as he got older in age, he began to get a grievous yoke onto the northern kingdom. This is where the vexation of Ephraim and the envy of Judah started from. We began to vex Ephraim. Ephraim began to envy us because of what Solomon was doing. Right? So go ahead.
It says, Salah. Now therefore make thou the grievous service of thy father, and his heavy yoke which he put upon us lighter, and we will serve thee.
He said, make it lighter, man. Take it easy on us, right? And we'll serve you as our king, no problem. Because your daddy was tripping as he got older, right? Go ahead.
It says, and he said unto them, depart yet for 3 days, then come again to me.
He said, give me 3 days. I'm going to get back with y'all in 3 days' time. Read.
And the people departed. And King Rehoboam consulted with the old men.
He consulted with the old men. There were old wise men, counselors of King Rehoboam, who sat in the council of his father. Just like the president in America got a cabinet. You got the secretary, this and that. We didn't deal with a cabinet, so to speak, but we had men that advised us. You have presidential advisors, right? So
that stood before Solomon, his
Uh-huh.
father.
They stood before Solomon, meaning they counseled and they advised King Solomon. Shalom in Hebrew, read.
While he yet lived, and
Uh-huh.
said, how do ye advise that I may answer this people?
What do y'all think I should do? How should I tell the northern kingdom or the kingdom, which ain't even the northern kingdom yet, right? But how should I tell these tribes, you know, how I'm going to deal with this situation? What should I do? Read.
And they spake unto him, saying, if thou wilt be a servant unto this people this day,
If you serve these people, because as a king, you are a servant, whether you know it or not. You are to serve the people who you have kingship or dominion over. You have to serve them. Brothers say, oh, I need this, I need that. Why don't you do this? That's what somebody who holds public office got to do. You go tell your mayor, listen, man, we need better streets. Then they send an order out, they begin to clean your streets, they begin to fix your potholes, etc., etc. That's a servant, right? Read.
and wilt serve them,
Uh-huh.
and answer them, and speak good words to them,
Read on.
then they will be thy servants forever.
Then they will be thy servants forever. He says, simply just do what they ask, and they will loyally follow you. That it's that easy and simple. And this was proper and sound and right and exact advice that was given. But read.
But he forsook the counsel,
But he forsook that counsel. This young pup Rehoboam said, to hell with that goddamn counsel. Read.
of the old men,
Uh-huh.
which they had given him, and consulted with the young men
Mhm.
that were grown up with him,
Go ahead.
and which stood.
So he
before
went to
him.
his homeboys, the young men that grew up with him. Bunch of wild niggas, man, out of the tribe of Judah. What happened?
And he said unto them,
Uh-huh.
what counsel give ye that we may answer this people?
So you know went to your uncle and them, the OGs on the block. They said, look, man, be cool, it'll be all good. He said, damn, now I'm gonna go to my young niggas, man, right? And what happened?
Was spoken to me, saying,
Uh-huh.
make the yoke which thy father did put upon his lighter.
Uh-huh.
And the young men that were grown up with him
Uh-huh.
spake unto him, saying,
What these young Judites said? Really?
Thus shalt thou speak unto this people that spake unto thee,
Uh-huh.
saying, thy father made our yoke heavy,
Uh-huh.
but make thou it lighter unto us.
Uh-huh.
Thus shalt thou say unto them, my little finger shall be thicker than my father's loins.
You know what that means? You know what that means? That means basically he, in a figurative way, he said, look, I'm going to make what my father did to you Northern Kingdom tribes look like child's play. I'm going to oppress and vex the hell out of you. This is what the Judite man is thinking. This is the mind of the Judite man in this time. This is Judah vexing Ephraim. This is the beginning of it. Judah begins to vex and oppress Ephraim for whatever reason, taking pride in the fact that the Most High had chosen Judah above all the tribes, especially above Ephraim. Chose Judah to rule, and because of that, Judah allowed that to begin to go to their heads, as people in rulership sometimes do. So read.
And now whereas my father did lay you with a heavy yoke,
My father put y'all through hell. Read.
I will add to your yoke.
I'm going to add to that hell. I'm going to make that hell worse. This is what Rehoboam said. Read.
My father has chastised you with whips.
He said, basically, see, people complain. Native Americans had black people in slavery. We know that was only 4 tribes, but we did a thing on that. But in that, we went into Jeremiah, the 34th chapter. And in Jeremiah, the 34th chapter, what was shown, it was shown that Israel already had a problem and always had a problem with enslaving each other. We did that. We enslaved one another. And that's wicked. It says Solomon whipped these men. Solomon was whipping the northern kingdom ass with whips. You see that? So these are hardships that we've been putting each other through that's wicked as hell that we got to stop. Northern and southern kingdom. Read.
But I will chastise you with scorpions.
He said, I'm going to make it worse. I'm going to sting you with the sting of a scorpion. This is what Rehoboam said. Wicked as hell, hated his brother, one of the vexed and oppressed tribes of the north. Read.
So Jeroboam and all the people came to Rehoboam the 3rd day.
So now they coming. He done took this advice and he done got this counsel. So now they coming, right? Read.
As the king had appointed, saying, come to me again the 3rd day. And the king answered the people roughly, and forsook the old man's counsel that they gave him, and spake to them after the counsel of the young men, saying, my father made your yoke heavy, and I will add to your yoke. My father also chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions.
Yeah, get that, and then Yeah, get that. Real quick. Hold on, bring that up real quick. Who's watching? Anybody watching the chat?
Yeah, anybody saying that.
Okay.
This is the book of Tobit, chapter 5, verse 10. From earlier, the brother spoke about, how we walking around here, being from these tribes, and we just don't know who we are and how it's actually important to us. Tobit chapter 5, verse 10. Then Tobit said unto him, Brother, show me of what tribe and family thou art. And I remember, just going back to when I was a kid, man, I would go in the house, I would tell either my mom or my dad, mostly my mom, I'd be like, oh, I'm about to go to the store with Kenny. And she'll be like, well, who's Kenny? You know what I mean? She'd come in and she'd be like, well, who your mama? Who are you? Just to kind of check your pedigree.
Yeah, check your pedigree. Where do you come from? What type of people raised you?
Exactly. And that's why
is your mama them crackheads or, they all right, they're good Christian folk over there. So this little boy, he's been raised in a proper Christian household.
And I don't mind you hanging around.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm comfortable with it now. So this is the same spirit that Tobit was in, where he sent Tobias to go out and find somebody to journey with him to Media, okay? And this is so pretty much when he brought the angel back to him, he was inquiring of his tribe and his family. It says, to whom he said, doest thou seek for a tribe or family or a hired man to go with thy son? So the angel kind of got smart with him, like, look, you trying to check my family, or you just want somebody to go with your son? He says, then Tobit said unto him, I would know, brother, thy kindred and name. Then he said, I am Azarias, the son of Ananias the great, and of thy brethren. Then Tobit said, thou art welcome, brother. Be not now angry with me, because I have inquired to know thy tribe and thy family, for thou art my brother, and of an honest and good stock. For I know Ananias and Jonathan, son of the great Shemaiah, as we went together to Jerusalem to worship, and often the firstborn in the tents of the fruits. And they were not seduced with the error of our brethren. My brother, thou art of a good stock. And again, this is something that I know that, the black household can attest to. Sometimes they put it in movies or whatnot, like who your mama, who you with, where you come from. And, that's how I'm going to determine whether or not my son can hang out and be around you. You know what I'm saying? And you see, once the angel told to Tobit who he was now secure. You know what I'm saying? He was comfortable with Tobias going along with him. He's like, look, man, me and your pops and all them, hey, we go back, and I see they have not, went after the error of our brother, because it's a point in time when he was going off being wicked. Like the brother said, it was a good Christian household right there.
Right.
These brothers is I respect your parents and how they were raised, and I would assume that they're raising you the same way. So, you see in the scriptures that this is things that definitely pertain to, Israel. You go over to one of your boys' house, they're like, I want to talk to their parents. Esau's not doing that, man. All right, Esau just like, who is this? This guy who go to school with him. You're like, all right, just be back at such and such time. And they don't care about that.
Come.
They're not trying to inquire what lineage you are. Because remember, they're for that chaos. They don't want people to pinpoint or identify, a person's stock or lineage or pedigree. They don't mind. They will rather that light dwelt with darkness, and that the temple of the Most High was to dwell with idols. They don't mind. This is things that they promote. So you can see how it's predominant in the Jacob household.
That's right. That's right. That was it on that. Oh, let's go back here.
It says, I'm sorry, 12. It says, so Jeroboam and all the people came to Rehoboam the third day, as the king had appointed, saying, come to me again the third day. And the king answered the people roughly, and forsook the old men's counsel that they
He said he answered the people roughly. This man Rehoboam got on that podium and began to talk in the shit. Okay, excuse my language. That's what he did. He answered it roughly. Right? Read on. He vexed Ephraim. Read on.
And spake to them after the counsel of the young men, saying, my father made your yoke heavy. I will add to your yoke.
I'm going to add to it. Read.
My father also chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions.
Go ahead.
Wherefore the king hearkened not unto the people, for the cause was from the Lord.
Well, the cause was from the Lord. What does that mean? How is this from the Lord? Does anybody know how this is from the Lord?
Why would it be for the cause from the Lord?
Is it order? Is order?
Well, there was a reason for this. It was set up. The Most High set this up to be like this whole day. Get to go to the 11th chapter and the 26th verse here in 1 Kings, and we'll read about.
We notice today of the events put together.
Well, I mean, we're gonna read about the cause right here. We're gonna show it to you. Go ahead.
This is 1 Kings 11 and 26. And Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, and it says an Ephrathite of Zeruiah, Solomon's servant, whose mother's name was Zeruiah, a widow woman, even he lifted up his hand against the king.
He lifted up his hand. He had an issue. Now watch this. Hold on. It says, and Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, an Ephrathite of Zebah, Solomon's servant, whose mother's name was Zeruiah, a widow woman, even he lifted up his hand against the king. Meaning, this dude's father. This dude's father is Solomon's servant, right? So like, hold on, let me tell you what. So yeah, his son is Solomon's servant. So this is already a problem. This is kind of where the envy is coming from. This guy's father is he serves Solomon. You understand what I'm saying? So he looked some type of way at Solomon naturally, as you could imagine how this could look. You looking up, this is your father is subjugated to this man. And this is at a point where Solomon had been given over to idolatry. This is where he was making yokes hard. So imagine the hard yoke that he put on this brother's father. And this man Jeroboam started to resent Solomon for this, right?
This is 1 Kings 11 and 26. And Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, an Ephrathite of Zeruiah, Solomon's servant,
man from the tribe of Ephraim who served Solomon, read.
Whose mother's name was Zeruiah, a widow woman.
Read on.
Even he lifted up his hand against the king.
He lifted up his hand. He resented what happened. He was vexed by what Solomon was doing to his father, and he finally lifted up his hand and rebelled against Solomon in his wickedness. In Solomon's wickedness, I mean. Go ahead.
It says, and this was the cause that he lifted up his hand against the king.
What's the cause? Go ahead.
Solomon built Millo and repaired the breaches of the city of David, his father.
Read on.
And the man Jeroboam was a mighty man of valor.
That's a mighty Puerto Rican warrior we talk about. Read.
And Solomon seemed the young man that he was industrious.
He was industrious. Let's look at that word up real quick, industrious. Right, in the Hebrew language. Let's see what's being talked about. Industrious. Industrious. What was it? 1 Kings 10 and 28.
Come.
Wait. It's in 1 Kings 10 or 11?
11.
1 Kings 11 and 28. All right. So we have a mighty man of valor of the tribe of Ephraim who was industrious. Let's take a look at this word industrious. Aishah, meaning to fashion, to accomplish, to do work, to produce. So he was a productive young man. This was a man, a warrior, and very productive in what he can do. He was talented. You know, he one of them brothers that's just good at everything. Let's put it like that, right? So go ahead. So it's all good.
Jack of all trades.
Mother was a jack of all trades. Solomon ain't like him. This was a man who was a servant. His father was a servant in Solomon's house. So Solomon, being wicked, began to vex. You see that? This was going on even before the kingdom split. This is going on amongst our people. But it's happening amongst our people because of idolatry, right? It didn't start happening in Solomon's house until Solomon stopped serving the Most High and started to follow all the gods of all his wives. Because he's following those gods allow you to hate your brother.
He must have been way too powerful, bro. He was way better than Most High. The Most High to give it to you. You just turn.
Well, of course. Right? Well, go ahead.
It says, and the man Jeroboam was a mighty man of valor.
He was mighty, right?
And Solomon seeing the young man that he was industrious.
He was industrious, read.
He made him ruler over all the charge of the house of Joseph.
So he gave him a rulership position because of his industrious. This ended up being one of the reasons why they began to beef. But Solomon did set him up over the tribes of Ephraim and Manasseh, right? Because you got to understand at this point, Ephraim and Manasseh, they're two different tribes, but they're one tribe. They're both the tribe of Joseph, all right? Especially when Dan is on the scene. They're only being reckoned as the tribe of Joseph. So go ahead.
It says, and it came to pass at that time when Jeroboam went out of Jerusalem that the prophet, what's that? Ahijah, and Shilonite found
Shilonite. What does that mean? He's a Shilonite. What does that mean? What tribe are the Shilonites?
Judah.
Judah. He's a Judite brother.
49.
Because Shiloh is the city that this man is from. Yeah. You have Bethlehemites. Yahushua was a Bethlehemite because he was from Bethlehem. They called him a Nazarene. Why did they call him a Nazarene?
Nazareth.
Because he lived in Nazareth. So that's what people was getting messed up. They said, how is this a Messiah? The Messiah is supposed to come from Bethlehem, and he's from Nazareth. He wasn't from Nazareth. He was born in Bethlehem. Family left, went to Egypt. When they came back, they lived in Nazareth.
Right.
But he's from Bethlehem, and Joseph is from Bethlehem. Yahushua just happened to grow up in the hoods of Nazareth.
That's how we do it. I'm from San Diego, but I live in Chula Vista.
Yeah, but I might live now. I live in Chula Vista, but I'm from San Diego. You see what I'm saying? Or somebody from Chula Vista. I'm living in Grove now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I live out here, but I'm from over here. You see what I'm saying? Right. But go ahead.
It says, the Shilonite found him in the way, and he had clad himself with a new garment.
He had clad him. He got some new gear, right? Go ahead.
And they too were alone in the field. And Ahijah caught the new garment that was on him.
He caught him by his garment, this prophet. Read.
And rent it in 12 pieces.
And he ripped that garment off him. Does this mean he's naked now?
Well, he rent.
He rent the garment.
It's like he ripped it up.
So, but is this man Jeroboam naked now?
No.
Of course not. Why?
He's still got clothes on.
Because he's got undergarments. This is what somebody who wants to try to come and play a game with the Bible say, look, he ripped his clothes off and he's got the man naked now. He wasn't just taking a look at this naked Jeroboam. He ripped his clothes off, but of course you have on undergarments. Scriptures speak about wearing undergarments as a man. We wear undergarments, just like you wear now. If I ripped your damn clothes off, you're going to have on some drawers, ain't you? You see what I'm saying? Some socks. Sometimes a tank top, right? You're not just going to be naked unless you're some type of sick. The brother free balling and all that. Do that in the comfort of your home, at least have some decency, right? But go ahead.
He said to Jeroboam, take thee 10 pieces, for thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel.
Talk about it.
Behold, I will rend the kingdom out of the hand of Solomon and will give 10 tribes to thee.
He said, I'm going to give you 10 tribes. He said, I'm taking this kingdom from Solomon, the Most High. He said, I'm going to give you rule over the northern kingdom. Go ahead.
But he shall have one tribe for my servant David's sake.
He's just going to have David, but the tribe of Judah. And Benjamin's going to tag along with Judah whithersoever he goes. All right, go ahead.
And for Jerusalem's sake.
For Jerusalem's sake. What does that mean for Jerusalem's sake? In what tribe does Jerusalem lie? What tribe is the city of Jerusalem in? Whose land?
Judah.
Everybody gonna say Judah, right? Jerusalem is in Benjamin. A lot of people don't know that. Jerusalem is in Benjamin's land, but the tribe of Judah began to take it over. Why? Because it's the capital, and it's like right on the border, but it falls in Benjamin's actual land. But basically, it became by proxy the Judite land. But Benjamin and Judah, little Benjamin is a little brother. When you go and read about the 12 patriarchs, Benjamin's tagging along with Judah. That's what's happening with the two tribes. So that's why he just said it's only one tribe there. But he just said 10 tribes. So wait a minute, there's one more tribe, that's Benjamin. Right? So go ahead.
It says, the city which I have chosen out of all the tribes of Israel, because that they have forsaken me and have worshipped Ashtoreth.
Because Solomon worshiped idols and he got us worshiping idols. Most High said, look, I'm going to take them tribes from him. I'm going to leave them with Judah and Benjamin. but you're gonna have the rest of the tribes. Where's Levi at? Who knows?
That's what I was just thinking. Like,
where's Levi?
Levi's in there.
We're in all the tribes. So we're outside of this at this point from what he's saying, because we're in all the tribes. All right, we're in every single tribe we was at.
You got to teach all the tribes.
We have to teach all the tribes. Yeah. So we're going to be with all the tribes.
Yeah. So you're automatically going to be.
Automatically, it wasn't later on. You're going to see that we became a part of the Southern Kingdom, even though some of us were already a part of the Southern Kingdom, because the majority, the tribe of Judah had the greatest allotment of priests. The majority of Levites, or more Levites than any other tribe, were amongst the tribe of Judah. But all the Levites in all the northern kingdom resorted to Judah. We're going to read about it in a second, but we all came to Judah, so we all are Jews now. We all are the southern kingdom.
So would you say that Levi did get on a ship with some of those Judites and those Benjamites that came here on the ship?
No, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Levi are Jews. We got to the Americas the same way Benjamin and Judah got to them.
What about to the other islands? Because some of them can be just Levites and not know that they're Levites.
What do you mean?
Like
where?
Cuban. Like
Cuban. A lot of Levites in Cuba. We were dispersed, like this brother said, throughout Louisiana and the island.
Right.
Haiti is just the main place the tribe of Levi was dropped off at. Levi is in Cuba, Louisiana. We began to come into Florida. We were never in slavery in Florida, but also Martinique, Guadeloupe, St. Lucia, Dominica, not the Dominican Republic, the island of Dominica, Trinidad and Tobago, Brazil. Levi was dispersed all over the place. Haiti is just like the main hub where the majority of us were taken. But we're scattered amongst the tribes. So we're amongst Benjamin, and we're amongst Asher, we're amongst Naphtali, we're amongst Judah. You see what I'm saying? We're amongst Gad. That's Louisiana we were brought to. That's us being amongst Judah and Gad, right? Because you had a lot of Gadites down in Louisiana, also had Judites in that area. So that's Levi coming amongst Judah and Gad. In Haiti, that's Levi being amongst Simeon, our brother, right? Then you had again Trinidad, St. Lucia, Dominica, Martinique, Guadeloupe. That's amongst the tribe of Benjamin. You see what I'm saying? We're scattered amongst the tribe of Benjamin, and then going down there into Brazil amongst the tribe of Asher, as well as over in the Argentina. A lot of people don't know Afro-Argentines was from the tribe of Levi. You see what I'm saying? A lot of Afro-Cubans from the tribe of Levi amongst Manasseh. So we amongst all the tribes because we have to be. That's what the scriptures say.
That's what I'm saying. Because you have to be. You're going to be.
But when we had, and we were even scattered amongst West Africa, but we had a primary kingdom we had in West Africa called the Kingdom of Dahomey. But we also had the Ashanti tribe, which was amongst Benjamin. And then you had certain Levites that was amongst the Judites on there in the Igbo and things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? So we have a hub, but then we'll be in remnants amongst all the tribes. You see what I'm saying? SICARRI.
Going back, like where you guys are scattered amongst like all the tribes, is that why you didn't have any land?
That's we didn't have any land because we had land. We don't have any land, so my land is your land. So now when I come to your land, you have to provide me with house. You see what I'm saying? We initially we had the suburb. So we had the good parts of the land, right? We had the best part of your land. But here's what happened. We got in two tribes, Benjamin and Judah, two tribes. All of us from all those other tribes came into the land that we had in two tribes. So the suburbs quickly turned into the projects. You see what I'm saying? Where all these Levites, all our cousins from all over Israel got to now come into Judah and Benjamin and live with the Levites that's already in Judah and Benjamin. So that's, we turn into a goddamn project. There's a million niggas in the house now. Because we done lost all our houses that we had in the north. You see what I'm saying? And they began to do all kind of wickedness up there. And they began to be priests unto idols, and we wasn't for that. So we said, we're leaving you goddamn northern kingdom, and we coming to the south. Why? You see what I'm saying? Why? Yeah, why? If you knew better, why wouldn't you do better? That's always the question. Israel is so stiff-necked, and we're gonna keep reading about it as it go on, because it's a lot of good information. So people.
It says, because they have forsaken me and have worshipped Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians, Chemosh, the god of the Moabites, Milcom, the god of the children of Ammon, and have not walked in my ways, to do that which is right in mine eyes, and to keep my statutes and my judgments, as did David his father. Howbeit, I will not take the whole kingdom out of his hand, but I will make him prince all the days of his life for David my servant's sake, whom I chose because he kept my commandments and my statutes. But I will take the kingdom out of his son's hand, and will give it to and will give it unto thee, even 10 tribes. And unto his son will I give 1 tribe, that David my servant may have a light always before me in Jerusalem, the city which I have chosen me to put my name there. And I will take thee, and thou shalt reign according to all that thy soul desireth, and shalt be king over Israel. And it shall be, if thou wilt hearken unto all that I command thee, and wilt walk in my ways, and do that is right in my sight, to keep my statutes and my commandments, as David my servant did, that I will be with thee, and build thee a sure house.
So he said, listen, you just keep the laws like David did, where Solomon failed, and I'm going to raise and I'm going to exalt the northern kingdom. If you do that, I'm going to raise and I'm going to exalt the tribe of Ephraim to rule in Israel. If you keep the commandment. This is what he's telling Jeroboam, right? Read.
As I built for David, and will give Israel unto thee. And I will for this afflict the seed of David, but not forever.
He said, I'm going to afflict the tribe of Judah. I'm going to afflict them, but not forever, over this, because they went off. I'm going to afflict them, but not forever. Read.
Solomon sought therefore to kill Jeroboam.
So Solomon sought to kill Jeroboam, because Solomon knew that Jeroboam symbolized and represented him going down. Right? So read.
And Jeroboam arose and fled into Egypt, unto Shishak, king of Egypt, and was in Egypt until the death of Solomon.
And Shishak is somebody. This is how they know the Bible is real. You read about Shishak, a pharaoh in Egypt. This is a real guy that lived. And this is accounted for, all of this. This is all corresponding with surrounding areas' history. So this is the wise in which that the kingdom was split. But the Most High didn't take it from Solomon directly. He waited until Solomon died. Then when Solomon's son came to reign, that's when he split the kingdom. All right, and that's why. So let's go back to where we left off in 12.
This is 1 Kings 12, and I'm going to start at 15. Wherefore the king hearkened not unto the people, for the cause was from the Lord, that he might perform his saying, which the Lord spake unto Ahijah the Shilonite, unto Jeroboam the son of Nebat. So when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, what portion have we in David? Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse.
So they said, oh, wait, Salaki. Read that again from the top.
This is 1 Kings.
Oh, you got a question, Salaki?
Did Solomon still make it to the kingdom?
Has anybody made it to the kingdom?
No.
No. So are you saying will?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you why you asking me this question. You're asking me this question because you don't realize who Solomon is.
Got it.
That's why you asked me the question, and we're gonna actually. You gonna go into that a little bit? No. Okay. So here's what we have to understand. This your pops know, but it's all right. Solomon is Yahushua. Yahushua came to the earth, was incarnated as Solomon prior to coming as Yahushua. He came as Isaac. He came as Solomon. He appeared as Melchizedek and Adam, as well as he came with Eliakim. You didn't know Isaac. See, that's something. This is something that's going to come up, if not this week, within coming weeks. You know, a lot of information in regards to that. But Yahushua came a complete amount of times, which is 7 times, right? Adam.
Well, about to be 7.
About to be 7, because it's Yahushua the Lamb and Yahushua the Lion. This is what people got to understand. But you got Adam, Melchizedek, Isaac, Solomon, and Eliakim. Then he came as Yahushua. The first time to die, now he's coming back his complete amount of time as Yahushua, the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. First, he was the lamb, right? He was the sacrificial lamb of the Passover on the cross. Now he's coming back as the lion to conquer the earth. You see what I'm saying? So one of his incarnations is Solomon. Matter of fact, give me 2 Samuel 7 and 14. Let's go into this real quick. I'm going to show you something about what the prophet Samuel said about Solomon. Right. 2 Samuel 7 and 14.
How you spell that? Eliakim? How you spell that?
Eliakim is the transliteration, I believe. So go ahead.
This is what I'm about to go into my lesson.
Beautiful.
This is 2 Samuel 7:14. I will be his father.
I will be his father. This is what the prophet Samuel is telling David about Solomon. He's saying, I will be his father, read.
And he shall be my son.
And he shall be my son. Is Yahweh Shai the son of God? This is what he's saying about Solomon, the same thing, read.
If he commit iniquity.
If he commit iniquity, does Solomon commit iniquity?
Yes.
Yes.
Idolatry.
Idolatry, what we just read about. So he committed iniquity. So watch, he said, if he commit iniquity, read.
I will chastise him with the rod of men.
He said he's going to chastise Solomon if Solomon commits iniquity. But here's the question. When was Solomon chastised? He never was chastised. So when was Solomon chastised?
When he died?
When Yahweh Shai came and got on the cross. That's when Solomon was chastised. Because he lived, even though he was wicked, like he said, he died of old age. He didn't die of a man came and killed him. He died of old age. He died a natural death. And then his son had to deal with the splitting of the kingdom. So he didn't know any pain. You said, what, his son, exactly, which was a good guess. But he himself was going to have to be punished with the stripes of men. And how he was during his crucifixion. That's how he was punished with the stripes of men. Because it said the Messiah was going to have to be punished for his sins and the nation's sins. It says like because he's a high priest. The high priest does what? First make sacrifice for his sins, then for the people's sins. That's how Yahweh Shai did it as the Melchizedekite high priest, right? Because the Levitical priesthood is just a shadowing of the greater Melchizedekite priesthood, which includes and encompasses all the tribes, right? So go ahead.
It says, and with the stripes of the children of men, but my mercy shall not depart away from me.
But the mercy shall not depart away, because he's still the chosen. Read.
As I take it from Saul, whom I put away before thee, and thine house and thy kingdom shall be established forever before thee.
Solomon's house and kingdom was not established forever before him, but the kingdom of heaven under Mashiach Yahweh Shai, who they call Christ, that shall be established forever before him. You see what I'm saying? So this is how we know who it's talking about. Go ahead.
Thy throne shall be established forever.
Boom, that part. So let's go back to 1 Kings 12 rather.
This is 1 Kings 12 and 16. So when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them.
So that northern kingdom, once they seen what Rehoboam was on, what they say, read.
The people answered the king, saying, what portion have we in David?
They said, well, we ain't got no portion in David. We ain't got no allotment in the tribe of Judah. We all live north of these guys, right? Read.
Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse. To your tents, O Israel. Now see to thine own house.
He said, go to your tents in your own house, which were all located in the north. Read.
David. So Israel departed unto their tents. But as for the children of Israel, which dwelt in the cities of Judah, Rehoboam reigned over them.
What does that mean? As for the children of Israel that dwelt in the city of Judah, Rehoboam reigned over them. What does that mean?
He just reigned over them.
Who are the children of Israel?
Who are the children of Israel?
In that instance.
Oh, in that instance? If it was Jeroboam, it had to be the northern kingdom.
There were northern kingdom men that lived in Judah still.
Right.
Some here and there. They may have came and bought a house in Judah because they may be doing business down there, or whether they may have married a sister from down there or whatever. Right? So them that lived in the southern kingdom, Rehoboam, the Judite, reigned over them. If you lived in the south, Rehoboam reigned over you. Right? So go ahead.
The king Rehoboam sent Adoram, who was over the tribute, and all Israel stoned him with stones, that he died. Therefore King Rehoboam made speed to get him up to his chariot to flee to Jerusalem. So Israel rebelled against the house of David unto this day.
And Israel rebelled against the house of David, meaning the northern kingdom rebelled against the southern kingdom. Unto this day, meaning our kingdoms are still split right now. And this is the beginning of all. All right? But real quick, let me see. Read 21.
Verse 21.
Uh-huh.
And when Rehoboam was come to Jerusalem, he assembled all the house of Judah.
He assembled all the house of Judah. Read.
With the tribe of Benjamin.
With Benjamin. You see, this is the southern kingdom. With Benjamin. Read.
180,000 chosen men, which were warriors to fight against the house of Israel, to bring the kingdom again to Rehoboam, the son of Solomon.
Go read until yeah, we're just gonna finish this chapter out. Go ahead.
It says, but the word of God came unto Shemaiah, the son of the man of God, saying, speak unto Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, king of Judah, and unto all the house of Judah and Benjamin.
And Benjamin. Hold that. Get 2 Chronicles 11 and read 12 to 17.
11, 12 to 17.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's a lot. This is 2 Chronicles 11, chapter 11, verse 12. In every several city, he put shields and spears.
This is a similar account. It's accounting this. When you read Chronicles and Kings, you have certain of the same accounts within it, right? So this is the same account, right? Go ahead.
And made them exceeding strong.
And made them exceeding strong, right? Go ahead.
Having Judah and Benjamin on his
Again,
side.
having Judah and Benjamin. So this is the southern kingdom at this point. Judah and Benjamin, and whatever Levites that was there, and whatever northern kingdom that remained amongst them. Read.
And the priests and the Levites.
And the priests and the Levites. Read.
That were in all Israel.
That were in every tribe. Read.
Resorted to him out of all their coasts.
And they all came to the southern kingdom. They all came to the land of Judah and Benjamin. They all came to stand with Rehoboam. Read on.
For the Levites left their suburbs.
We left our suburbs and turned the southern kingdom suburbs into the projects. Read.
And their possession and came to Judah and Jerusalem. For Jeroboam and his sons had cast them off from executing the priest's office unto the Lord.
And this is where you get Santeria from. This is where you get like that SICARRI that came up to camp last week talking about Santa Muerte. This is where you get the Native American medicine men, and you get the Dominican practicing brujeria. All of this comes from this. Read that again.
That's a lot. It says, verse 13, and the priests and the Levites that were in all Israel resorted to him out of all their coasts.
Read. For
the Levites left their suburbs and their possession and came to Judah and Jerusalem. For Jeroboam and his sons had cast them off from executing the priest's office.
The Puerto Rican man didn't want us to execute the priest's office. Read.
Unto the Lord. And he ordained him priests for the high places.
He made idols and made priests of the high places. Read.
And for the devils.
And for the devils, idols. Read.
And for the calves which he had made.
He made calves. Read.
And after them, out of all the tribes of Israel.
Out of the northern kingdom. That's again where you get the Gadite medicine man and the Simeonite Buhari and the children of Joseph practicing Santeria and whatever the hell the Mexican witchcraft they practice. This is where it comes from. It comes from the idols and the theft of the priesthood by the northern kingdom. Read.
Such as set their hearts to seek the Lord, Salah. It's such as set their hearts to seek the most high power of Israel. Came to Jerusalem.
Of the northern kingdom, certain men came to Jerusalem. Read.
To sacrifice unto the most high power of their fathers.
Read on.
So they strengthened the kingdom of Judah and made Rehoboam the son of Solomon strong. 3 years. For 3 years they walked in the way of David and Solomon.
Meaning what? All them Levites came down there, and certain of the northern kingdom came to the southern kingdom and built up a strong infrastructure in the south. For what reason? To serve the Most High. So for the first 3 years of Rehoboam's reign, he served Yahweh. And while he did that, the northern kingdom went off into idolatry. So that's it on that. Go back to that in 12.
So Rehoboam was going to go off, right? But he didn't.
Rehoboam did go off. He only for 3 years he didn't go off.
Right.
And he really already had a wicked heart. from that whole situation, but the whole situation was set up in the spirit because the kingdom was supposed to split.
Right.
That was that judgment. You see what I'm saying? But then Jeroboam from Jump Street was off into idolatry. Right. Wrong with the north. You see what I'm saying? So go ahead.
This is 1 Kings chapter 12, verse 23.
Mm-hmm.
Speak unto Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, king of Judah.
Speak unto Rehoboam, son of Solomon, king of Judah. Read.
And unto all the house of Judah and Benjamin,
and
to the remnant of the people, saying, Thus saith the Most High, ye shall not go up, nor fight against your brethren.
He said, don't go to war with the north. Don't do it. This is what the Most High is saying through the prophets. Do not fight against the northern kingdom. Read.
The children of Israel return every man to his house, for this thing is from me. They hearken.
He said, this thing is from me. Yahweh said, I made this happen. I set this up to happen. I'm glad it happened. He separated us. Read.
They hearken therefore to the word of the Most High.
Because we were serving the Most High at this time in the south. We listened. Read.
And returned to depart according to the word of the Most High. Then Jeroboam built Shechem in Mount Ephraim.
He built Shechem. Read.
And dwelt therein, and went out of from thence, and built Penuel. And Jeroboam said in his heart, now shall the kingdom return to the house of David.
He said, now listen, this is what Jeroboam is thinking right now. He said, now look, man, eventually, before I die, all these people who I have rulership over, they're going to go back down to the house of David. They're going to serve the southern kingdom. They're going to fall under the line of Judah. Because we serve Yahweh, and Yahweh reigns from Jerusalem, where the southern kingdom is. So what did Jeroboam do? Read.
It says, if this people go up to do sacrifice.
He said, if these guys, they keep going to do sacrifice in Jerusalem, read.
In the house of the Most High at Jerusalem, then shall the heart of this people turn again unto their Lord.
So he said, if people will serve Yahweh, meaning they're going to have to go to the southern kingdom. Right? Read. And that's not in his best interest, because he wants power. Read.
Even unto Rehoboam, king of Judah,
read,
and they shall kill me, and go again to Rehoboam, king of Judah,
and they're going to kill me and rebel against me, because they are going to love Rehoboam and not me. This is what this evil so-called Puerto Rican is doing.
You're right.
You're right. He's thinking like this, which is why we call him Jeroboam, and he's thinking like this. And the reason why, and I'm going to tell you how wicked you know what makes him so wicked in this situation? The fact that the prophet of the Most High promised and guaranteed him rulership over 10 tribes, and he still is thinking like, what do I got to do to keep this power? God gave you the power.
Right.
Nobody has been able, the northern kingdom in full has not came to their surrender to their leader in the south at all. It ain't happened. It ain't going to happen until Yahushua comes back. So you worried, the Most High made good on his word to this day. Go ahead. These people, this nigga was wicked as hell. Go ahead.
It says, whereupon the king took counsel and made 2 calves of gold, and said unto them, it is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold,
he said, listen, man, you want to go all the way down to Jerusalem? That's a hell of a journey. We way north of Jerusalem. Listen, I got 2 calves. I got 2 idols. You worship these idols. We don't need to go worship the Most High in Jerusalem. You stay in your tribal allotment and you worship these idols that I'm going to make for you. Read.
Behold thy gods.
O he Israel. Said, look at your gods, these 2 golden calves. What does the golden calf represent? Not Molech, that's the owl. Golden calf represents the black woman as God. The first symbol of the black woman being God is the golden calf. When you take a look at a pentagram, that's a calf's head. Right? That's what it is. So because it's a fertility god. That's what the calf is, a fertility god. Right? So read. So it's talking about the black woman's fertility. That's what it's all about. Read.
It says, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And he
said that these gods brought us out of Egypt. Because when you go back to Exodus, they made Aaron fashion them calves. So they brought these calves back. We remember the history. So he utilized that fraction of history to create this idolatry. Read.
And he set the one.
And this is where Santeria and Brujeria come from. Read.
In Bethel. And the other put he in Dan.
Meaning he put them much closer to where the northern kingdom lived and going all the way down to Jerusalem. Read.
And this thing became a sin For the people went to worship before the one, even unto Dan.
Go ahead.
And he made an house of high places and made priests of the lowest of the people.
He made priests of the lowest of the people. Again, this is where you get your Native American medicine man sitting in a teepee high on peyote. This is where you get Santa. This is where you get a damn Mexican coming up to you telling me, yeah, I worship Santa Muerte. If I kill you and I didn't mean to, I could kill somebody who looks just like you and bury them in the desert and I'll be forgiven. What type of BS is that? This is where that starts at. Go ahead.
Which were not of the sons of Levi. And Jeroboam ordained a feast in the 8th month, on the 15th day of the month.
That's what feast is that? That's what is that? That's the Feast of Tabernacles in the 8th month on the 15th day of the month. Let me just really quick see.
Pentecost?
No, that ain't Pentecost. Hell no. That's way later.
8th month, 15th day of the month.
The 8th month and the 15th day of the month.
That's the
that's Tabernacles, right?
Tabernacle.
Why I'm thinking of Pentecost.
Maybe that's what we just celebrate right before.
Yeah, right before we went to New York. No, hold on real quick. The 15th day of the 7th month is the Tabernacle. There isn't a feast in the 15th. Now listen, watch. Hold on. 15th day of the 7th month. No, yeah, it's Tabernacles, but it's not in the 8th. It's not in the 8th. So he did it a month later. Go ahead.
Like a makeup?
No, not like a makeup. He did it to do his own thing, to say, you ain't got to go down there to serve that feast. We're going to make our own feast, and we have our own gods up here. Sick. Right? So go ahead.
It says, like unto the feast that is in Judah.
It's like that feast, but it's not that feast. So go ahead.
And he offered upon the altar, so did he in Bethel, sacrificing unto the calves that he had made. And he placed in Bethel priests of the high places which he had made. So he offered upon the altar which he had made in Bethel the 15th day of the 8th month, even in the month which he had devised of his own heart.
Of his own heart, meaning he bootlegged what the Most High gave us in the 7th month in the 15th day to the 8th month in the 15th day after his idols.